Keeping venomous reptiles is an unforgiving hobby, requiring proper training and lots of experience. One simple mistake can be the difference between life and death. Remember, the most venomous snake in the world is the one that just bit you. There are no venomous snakes with training wheels. Just because you see viperkeeper handle snakes a certain way does not mean you should try it too.
Miss Asper is not really feeling well. She's had a bunch of stuck sheds. Just sort of a very dry, running the air conditioner all the time. That keeps the room cool and under temperature where I like to keep it. However, it does dry the room out. That's why I spent lots of money and time putting in this misting system. But as a result, certain snakes that are tropical snakes but hate getting wet and just curse me every time that I wet them down, they have bad sheds. So I put a little bit of chlorhexidine solution in there, which is a very easygoing antiseptic. The folks at the St. Louis Zoo put a 1% solution in the bin. All the snakes, when they're cleaning cages, just go into the bin. They don't have to rinse the bin out because it's antibacterial, antifungal characteristics. But it's also good for what ails her. Also, when she gets out, I purchased some silver sulfidine cream, which is a good burn cream, but it's also very good for scale rot and things like that. So we'll have the extra added fun of getting up close and personal with a very dangerous snake. You know, holding them by the head, dealing with those large fangs and copious amounts of venom, and being pissed off on top of that. So that's just some added fun for after she soaks. We'll coat her face with a little bit of this, which she'll appreciate greatly, I'm sure. So without any further fanfare, I am going to make an attempt. Austin Stevens called this the ultimate pit viper, and he's correct. These things bite the snot out of people in the wild in Costa Rica and South and Central America. They have lots of very copious venom, fangs, you know, getting up into the gaboon viper fang range. These are just tough customers. So she is not a good snake to take out and play with. I would like to challenge the free handlers of the world to free handle this species. It will not end well. So I'm hoping I can get her out with the minimum amount of chaos and snake hockey. Elvis is watching. He sees a very big, very nice sausage. As you can see, she takes right the water coming from a tropical region. We might have to put the cover on to make it nice and dark and let her relax and soak. So we will do that. There we go. Good. Okay, she dunked her head, which Dan was nice enough to get her to do that. Come on. Okay, so we're going to let her soak. Her problem is her face, not the rest of her body. So the more that she gets her face wet, the better we are. So after I get the garbage can lid on, we'll let her soak for a while. Let me try putting.
She came up, like, smacked her mouth open, smacked it. got it on. She's not happy.
Not a happy camper, but she needs it desperately. Aw, come on, girlie.
And that's a place you don't want to be.
Yep.
Get over there. I'll let you have this hook. My hook is behind me. That's where I want to leave it for now, because I'll need to do this with two hands. And that's what a U-plex is for. Okay, so maybe she'll calm down a little bit. Yeah, why not? Put as much weight on this beast as we can.
Yes, she was
So she
really
doesn't
hitting
come
that
out
quite
and
hard, so.
Visit us.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this is a very good time. Spot clean her cage, which we'll do next, and we don't have to watch because
It's not very exciting.
it's not terribly exciting at all. Mr. Puffy is quite the character. He has a lot of personality compared to the girl. He's already had something to eat today, but we're going to go ahead and give him a little something more, just because he's a funny snake and we like him a lot. Hi, dude. You want this, huh? Aw. That's old defensive posture. That's essentially puff at her, I'm going to bite you 101. Would you like that, huh? Huh? Oh, well. Are we being foul, huh? That's your nature, being foul. You want that or not, huh? Or are we just too cranky to want to eat? Come on. I try not to get snakes to bite outside of the cage if possible, so come on. Come on. There you go. Oh, very reluctant there. Oh, you should have gave me all I wanted at the first sitting, dude. Huh? Oh, now we're going to turn away from the camera so we can't see him eating. What a character. He is just something else. Mrs. Viperkeeper and I really like this guy. Male puff adders have so much personalities. The females are just...
They're just foul-tempered. These guys, on the other hand, can be very funny.
Oh, look at him. Oh, what a temperament today, huh? I'm going to try to get this back in without making him have a major conflagration and pound the glass and hurt himself. But if that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. So we're going to leave him alone because he's a bit cantankerous right now. Oh, yeah. You're a cranky beast.
Oh, don't tip your head down. I was trying to look at your fangs. He's watching my fingers. No, no more food. No more food. You're a funny, funny snake. Of course, I wouldn't be laughing if you ever bit me.
All right, well, this is Mr. Kazakanovi, Kazakhov's viper of Kazakanovi, from the Ural Mountains in Eastern Europe. He's a very excitable guy, as you can see, especially when it comes to feeding time. So since he's over there and very excited, we're going to open this over here and let him do his thing back there. And as long as he holds on to his fuzzy, we will leave the glass open to film him. Like many other viper species of Europe, these have hemorrhagens, cytotoxins, and such. They also drop your blood pressure really, really quickly, all of which is quickly counteracted by local antivenom supplies. Other than that, it's a pretty routine venom. Since he's up here on top, it's a little tough to see and to work with him, but he's very happy in his little cage here, since he's down at that end. He has this little heat rock over there, plant which he sometimes climbs into and tries to knock over. All in all, he's doing quite well in there. I've had him since he was a wee little viper. Now he's pretty much an adult size. But he is very excitable when it comes to food.
Yes, he has leapt out of the cage a few times.
Yes, he does that quite frequently, actually. Especially if you're trying to fill his water dish and not give him something to eat, he will swan dive to the floor sometimes, which really is bothersome. But he seems to be okay regardless, since he's fairly lightweight. I see you've pretty much decided that that's dead now.
Well, I think he's a little bit freaked out by the camera because this is unusual. I'm up on a stepladder because he's very high, and normally it's very difficult for me to film him.
Okay, so why don't we just shut this and let him do his thing? We want the animals to eat. We don't want them to be all upset. So they don't eat. So I will shut this and lock this down. And I will move on and feed some of the other critters that have to be fed.